and welcome back to another episode of Dan Escapes. I'm Dan and I will help you escape a sedentary lifestyle. But today's episode is going to be a bit of a sedentary one because I'm going to be talking about the upgrades I've made on my VItus Sentier 27 VR. As you know, I like to escape to the countryside or into the woods and do some trail riding on my mountain bike, and it's a great way to stay in shape. But I've noticed some niggles here and there over my time riding this that I wanted to kind of almost experiment and see if it makes it for a better ride and improves my performance. Probably not, because that's all down to personal skill. I did it mainly as well for aesthetic reasons. As you can see, I've changed it up, jazzed it up a little bit, added some color, which is quite nice. So let me get straight into it and talk to you because I don't want to rabble on. So yeah, let's mention the cockpit of the bike. Apparently this is a good place to experiment with first, just so that you can kind of gauge what you like, whether you want riser bars or, you know, a shorter stem, a higher rise. I don't know, there's so many different options out there. But for me, I knew I wanted a shorter stem because the original stem that came with the VItus was a 50mm. So I've gone down to a 35mm stem. I really like it. I like the way it feels. It feels a bit more playful now and I'm really enjoying it. I got the nuke-proof Horizon stem in the purple, obviously. What I would mention is if you are going to upgrade your stem, it does say on the bars, but these are 31.8mm. When I was looking, there was either 35mm or 31.8mm. So make sure you go with a 31.8mm unless you're going to upgrade your bars as well. I would say the clamp for the stem is a lot shorter than what came originally with the VItus. I had to get 2 more spaces, I think it was, on top. Yeah, I've got 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. You can play around with it, maybe putting them all on the top or all on the bottom and seeing what works best for you. But at the moment, this is what I kind of like and it feels quite nice for me. Next thing I upgraded on the cockpit was the grips. I went with the DMR Death grips. For me, I like this mushroom effect. It feels really nice on the thumb, especially if you're not riding with any gloves on, and that it's got this kind of waffly thing underneath. So, you know, if you're really holding on tight, it's got some nice leverage and grip on your hands, so you're not going to be sliding all over the place, because I can imagine if this section was all the way there, it would get quite slippery. I've gone for the purple, which will now match this stem. So I'm quite liking this little setup at the front. It looks really nice. Tell me what you think in the comments below. So yeah, let's go move on to the next bits that I upgraded. But before we do that, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, as it really helps and I very much appreciate it. So the next upgrade was the tyres. I did do both of them, but I'm going to mention them individually. I actually went to Maxxis. You know, there's so many different brands out there and, you know, people argue this is the best, that is the best. For me, you know, I've ridden Maxxis before in my BMX days and I was happy with them and I thought I'd give them a go. You know, these aren't things that will be on here forever. I might hate them on the trails and I might switch back to the Schwabels that originally came with this. But for me, I wanted something that was a bit lighter because I'm running the tire inserts, the Tyres ones. If you saw my video up in the pop-up banner, I actually really enjoyed them. I felt really comfortable that nothing was gonna destroy them. I was hitting some hard stuff and they held up really well. I just didn't really feel the weight was for me. So I wanted to try something a bit smaller and just compare it. And, you know, if I want to, I can go back to the Schwabels. It's good to try new things and experiment and see what works for you. So I went with the Maxxis High Rollers 2. I was looking at the downhill fronts. I think they're Minions. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. This is a 2.30 on the front. And yeah, it was a really light tire. I think I weighed it in about like 860, maybe even less than that, 840 grams. I've also put lighter inner tubes in. These Continental light tubes are 145 grams. I did save quite a bit of weight. I will put the numbers on screen because I can't remember off the top of my head. I've ridden out on the streets, I haven't taken them on the trails yet. I'm going to do a proper video when that comes out and I'll put that in the link in the description. So be sure to keep looking out there just in case it comes up, or subscribe to this channel so you can stay notified for when that video comes out. I thought I'd give these a go. If they don't work for me, switch them out. Everyone's got their own opinion when it comes to tires, so you know, let me know in the comments below what you think. But yeah, let's head to the back wheel. Maxxis on the back, but this time we've got the Ardents. So this is actually a 2.25. I was trying to get them in a 2.3, but I couldn't find one, so I thought, screw it, I'll go with a 2.25. But again, running the light Continental tubes on the inside and also the Tyres armors as well. Yeah, great. What I've noticed is it's not as deep lugs as the front one, so we're gonna see how that holds up in the traction. So far on the road, it's been handling quite well. As for weight, I think these weighed in around 700 and something grams. Again, I'll put all the details below so you can see how much this one weighs compared to my old Schwebel tires with the Tyres armors on the inside. I made quite a bit of changes to this area actually. So the first thing I'm going to go into is the pedals. I've gone with DMR Volts in an oil slick. I couldn't find a purple, which is a bit annoying. I really wanted purple, but this is kind of like a purpley oil slick, which I think is quite nice. Yeah, the reason I went with the Volts is they do have a lot of grip, and all the reviews I was reading said once your foot is on there, it's fully planted. I didn't want to go with anything like a clip-in pedal or clipless pedals because I don't know, I like having that freedom of having a flat pedal. I don't know, it's something in my head that if I need to escape, I can really easily. So like I said in that first video when I was showing you my VItus, that it comes with plastic pedals and you want to upgrade them. So I had some DMR pedals originally. I think it was like V8s or V12s, I can't remember. But I was riding them like last week at Roadgate Bike Park, and if you saw, I was wearing my basketball shoes, so if you want to watch that video, click the pop-out banner. My pedals just kept slipping, you know, I kept coming off and it was really annoying, and even with like multiple shoes, I couldn't get firm placement. Since riding these, I have found that my foot stays planted on here. Even in those jazzy basketball shoes, they stay planted. You're better off getting a proper riding shoe because the grip is made to stick, and I have tried a riding shoe with these and they are firmly planted there. They are not coming off. But even with those jazzy basketball shoes, they were still in place, which is quite nice because sometimes you don't want to wear 510s like everyone else is wearing. So the next thing is this bash guard. It wasn't too pricey and it doesn't weigh that much. It's kind of handy to have. You can get a chain guard, but I don't think you really need that, especially with hardtails and you've got a clutch. I thought the bash guard, just in case you went over some rocks or you're trying to jump over a tree, it will just protect this chain, because that's another upgrade I made. So because the VItus comes with built-in threads for a chain guide and also a chainring bash guard, I thought, well, I might as well attach one. Plus I could get this cool purple so it stands out from, you know, the accent, and adding to the purple with the cockpit and also the purpley oil slick with the pedals. I thought, you know, it's a little fun play and also safety feature to protect my new oval chainring. Bear in mind, when you do have an oval chainring and you've got 32 teeth, you do have to run a bigger bash guard just to account for that ovalness. So yes, I've done what everyone was saying in the forums, on YouTube, in comments, and I've gone with an absolute black chainring. And I wanted to show you this because you can upgrade the VItus drivetrain. So in order to do that, you have to buy the Oval XT8000, I think it is, for this drivetrain setup. The main purpose is to kind of not really make you faster, but make you more efficient when it comes to climbing. When you're really pushing on the wider section, it's more like a 34 teeth, and as you go around, it comes like a 30 teeth. So, you know, it's a bit of hard and relaxing. So yeah, I can't really explain it, but if you want to, there's a wealth of knowledge on YouTube about these. I'll give it a shot, let you guys know what it's like and if it's worth upgrading to on your VItus Sentier 27 VR. Quickly now, there was another upgrade I made, and that was the chain. You didn't need to, it was more of an aesthetic thing, and I thought because I got the oil slick pedals, I'll do an oil slick gusset chain. And you know, there's nothing different about it, but yeah, Looks pretty sweet alongside the oil slick pedals. So yeah, that's my little upgrade on the VItus Sentier 27 VR. Let me know what you think about the changes I made. Do you like my little colorway scheme? I think it looks pretty cool with the purple as well and the oil slick. But yeah, what color would you do your VItus if you had the chance? You know, you could easily go with orange as well, maybe even red. But I quite like it with the Maxxis tires as well because it's got the yellow and the purple, almost going for a Lakers vibe there. I'm not really a Lakers fan. With the tires, if you saw my Tannis insert video, I really struggled to get them back on, and yeah, it was a nightmare. I had to have my partner, she had to help me put it back, and we wrestled that thing on. It was horrible. Since then, I have bought this tool from a company called Cycle Pal. This thing here was a godsend because it was still hard to put these tires back on, but this helped me massively, and I wasn't effing and blinding like I usually did. So yeah, it works so much better on a road bike because they got thin tires. So with these thicker tires, you do have to play around and get the technique right. But yeah, look into this if you're having trouble putting tires back on. But yeah, that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as it really helps and I really, really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below, have you picked up the VItus Sentier yet, or any other bike for that matter? And what kind of upgrades are you planning on doing? Any at all, or are you just gonna keep it stock? Hope you're staying safe, staying positive, having fun, and I shall see you in the next one.